Welcome back to the week, ladies and gentlemen. Now I am sitting down with a remarkable young man that attends LaGrange High School. He's a senior there, and he is a part of the LaGrange Youth Council. I am joined today by none other than Devin Dents. Devin, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Well, Devin, you know, first of all, I just got to comment on the voice. Okay, I know that you're going to do some voiceover for somebody because you have that awesome voice. I'd say only when I sound nasally or when I'm nasally do I have that voice, but you got it naturally. So make sure you use it, okay?
Well, I did get a voiceover and voice narration offer when I was in Atlanta.
I can believe it. I can believe it. Awesome, man. Devin, if you don't mind, tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name is Devin Dents. I am a senior in LaGrange High School. I am a committee chairman in sustainability for the LaGrange Youth Council. I am part of the NAACP. I am a Calumet Park member, community member, and I'm also a martial artist. And while being a martial artist, I would take people who I see who are not confident with themselves in my community or at school. I would invite them to have a free class so they could regain that confidence and to let them know that they are strong and they should be proud individuals.
Oh, wow. That was a little known fact. I didn't know, because you know I'm a talker. I didn't pull that out of you in my conversation prior, but that's awesome. You know, when you talk about you being a martial artist, and I'm just going to let everybody know we may run over a little bit because we got a lot of things that I want to talk about. How does that help with discipline? And you also said it's a self-confidence builder. Talk about that discipline nature of that as well.
Well, developing discipline from martial arts, I could say I really joined to develop the mental tenacity, but also the physical tenacity for me as well.
Okay.
But after doing martial arts for almost a year right now, I've seen a significant change with how I move and how I think and how disciplined I am to do anything that I put my heart into. Okay. And I became more passionate with my goals I want to achieve. And also, with martial arts, there's one thing that's very important to me that it taught me, to have self-control and to never lose control.
Self-control. That's, you know, that right there in a nutshell is so explosive, you know. And Devin, we were talking before we came on, and I don't want this to be a you know, kind of a sorrowful show or anything like that, but I do want to ask one question because you talked about self-control, and I think it ties into my question that I'm going to ask you here now. Over the last couple of weeks here, we've had a number of tragedies happen in our community where we had black-on-black crimes, you know, young people that were killed. Talk about how that impacted you and how, if those individuals had to exercise a little bit of self-control, how it could have been resolved.
Well, I guess with the death in our community or our community as LaGrange, especially for LaGrange High, it just seemed like just a fog of death just passing by, and a lot of people are getting taken along that fog. And well, with the many deaths in LaGrange, they're easily avoidable because most of them were violence. And I think, well, when I see and hear about so many young people dying, it only motivates me more to become a strong leader the youth and also the adults can admire, so I can help them get on a better path for themselves, because they're on a broken road and I want to fix that road to a better path for their health and success in life, instead of living in that sorrowful environment where they think that death by violence is normal. You know, we were talking, and I know that you said you guys, I think you were kind of close to one of the individuals that lost their life, so our condolences to their family and also to you for losing such a you know, close friend. And it kind of transitions into what we're here to talk about here today too, because not only have we had those incidents, but we had innocent people that were just sitting on their porch in the community in which you live that just tragically lost their life from a stray bullet. And that's what we're here today to talk about, Ms. Pat's garden. Talk about that just a little bit. I mean, you live there in the community. How did that impact your community? Well, it impacted our community because, well, Patricia Underwood, she was a great community service leader and a great woman for that. So she was a mother to us all, especially to the youth as well. And hearing her getting murdered by a stray bullet in her own store greatly impacted the community, because not only did we lose a very compassionate woman, but it just shows you that anything could happen, and we just need that type of violence to stop in our underserved communities, because an innocent person just lost her life to a conflict she wasn't in. And what if that was somebody else, or somebody else's child, their baby, their other mother, their father, anybody?
And you know, one of the, you know, out of a tragedy there always comes a triumph. And like you said a moment ago, your focus, self-control, you didn't just sit on the sideline and say, well, why don't somebody do something? Why don't somebody do something? You put your money where your worries were, or you put your mouth where your worries are, and you got involved. You with the LaGrange Youth Council, you're the chairperson of sustainability, and now you guys are getting ready to do something in honor of Ms. Pat. Talk about that if you don't mind, Devin.
Well, in honor of Pat's Garden, well, the idea was created by Dr. Robert Tucker, and in LaGrange Youth Council, with my committee of sustainability, I've decided to start a fund run, well, the I Sweat Green Fund Run, to help build a fundraiser for the Pat's Garden Project. And the Pat's Garden Project is basically in honor for everything Pat has done for our community, and to also help feed the people who are in our underserved community.
Okay, all right. I Sweat Green Fun Run, you say. Okay. It goes back to DeBron and his green, mild green garden growers. So you guys are going to be having a fun run, and that's going to be taking place on Saturday, April the 9th, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, and Devin, I'm looking at the big boot you have down there on your foot. So we're going to slow the run down a little bit, right, for you. It'll be a fun walk, right?
Yes, okay. Or just fun crutches.
Fun crutches, okay, very good. Well, let me ask you, your community, tell them what they can do to get involved with this, the I Sweat Green Fun Run.
Well, the registration fee is $20, and we're hoping that our community can get involved, because, well, Pat, she was known by almost everybody in Granger Park, and we just want people to be there to show respect for Pat, for what she's done for our community, and not just the fun run as well, but we're hoping people from Granger Park can help build the garden for our community.
Okay, very good. Yeah, and then of course I know that the location, DeBron talked about the location where the garden will be located, and again, people can come out and help with that. Now, for the fun run, it's going to be held over at LaGrange. I understand at Granger track field, correct?
Yes.
Okay, all right. And you got registration that will be starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then the fun run itself will take place at 9 o'clock, correct?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Now let me ask you, to the community there, the community youth, I know that you'll be there, no doubt.
Well, even I got the boot on.
Even if you had the boot on,
not gonna stop me.
That's right.
My foot might be broken, but my spirit isn't.
Oh my God, that's so awesome. So foot may be broken, but the spirit is not. So for those youth that don't have a broken foot, what would you say to them in order to get them involved with this?
I wouldn't shame the youth for not having a broken bone. I would just very motivate them into being involved with their community projects, and you know, just to experience the love we could all show in that project. Like that same person who's showing love to the other person, we live in the same community. So this is who I am, and I want you to succeed, and I want you to strive out of this underserved community. But I'll be by your side to support you. That's the main focus I'm looking for, is for people to get together.
Awesome, awesome. You know, and you were telling me, Devin, too, you guys do cleanup projects in your community as well.
Yes.
Talk about, because you do sustainability, on the sustainability, why is that so important to you as well, if you don't mind? Making sure that your community is kept in a decent manner.
Well, I look at it as like this. Would you like it if your house is dirty, or if your room's dirty? So you also your community is also your home, and your home, it should be clean. And people think it's hopeless for cleaning your community. So sometimes your house might be dirty, it might get dusty, and it requires maintenance almost all the time. So as your community, when you clean your house, it's not just going to be one time and that's it. And that's the same way how we should act with picking up trash in our communities. And I mean, I see trash at my churches, at the parks where children are supposed to have fun at. I want my community to be a clean place to where people wouldn't just be so discouraged by how it looks, and it could bring a little shred of joy to their dysphoria.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Devin, so many things, and we could talk all day, but I just want to go back and recap, and I'm going to ask one final question before we finish up. But again, I just wanted to reiterate, this is the Ice Wet Green Fun Run that will be taking place on Saturday, April the 9th. Registration starts at 8 o'clock a.m. The run itself will take place at 9 a.m. We're asking for a $20 donation, and the donations will go to fund the Miss Pat's Garden there in the Calumet Village area. And this is all being spearheaded by none other than my guest here today, Devin Dents, who is the sustainability chair with the LaGrange Youth Council. Devin, let me ask you, because with the voice and with your focus and your self-control and getting ready to graduate, no doubt, here pretty soon.
Yes.
And I know that whatever path you choose, what's your next? What's next for you?
Well, I just got my acceptance letter to Morehouse on Saturday.
Wow,
yes.
Awesome.
And I'm very passionate into becoming a leader society can be admired by, but also I want to become a doctor.
Wow.
My future is set in stone that I want to become a pediatric psychiatrist.
Okay.
Especially somebody who could cater to people in their underserved communities. Oh
my goodness. You know, Morehouse, prestigious HBCU. I know that they're going to love having you there. And Devin, I'm just telling you, it's been awesome meeting you, and I definitely want to stay in touch with you as well, because I see, and as we close, give our youth one encouraging word, if you don't mind, just an encouragement to help our youth to know that by you are doing it, that they can do it too. Anything that you wanted to say to encourage the youth?
This is my philosophy that I created. Actually, I got two.
Okay.
One, this is for everybody. Your black and past cannot stop you from having a brighter future. And also for the young boys who've been tormented by their peers and even by their elders. Let's go for the elders who's supposed to show young boys how to be men. You don't have the right to emasculate a young boy before he reaches manhood.
Awesome. Awesome, man. You know, your future, you writing your destination right here today, and your future is so bright, Devin, that wherever you go, you're going to light up the room. And I'm glad that I had an opportunity to meet you today. So thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more City Week coming up in just a moment.